Ladies and gentlemen, I woke up early this morning and I saw this story. I have um, email notification with several of the newspapers out here. And so I get the alerts, and along with many of you send in the stories. And I want to thank each and every one of you that alerted me about this story. It was quite a few of you. And this goes back to what I was telling you before. Your biggest criminals are walking among us, they're not behind bars. Okay, your more milder kind of person is behind bars, and your more violent kind of person is right here with us on the streets. America has always been a place that encouraged violence. The police in this country shoot unarmed people like it's nothing. The people that are not police cheer them on and agree with their murdering people that are unarmed. And see, what you don't realize when you're cheering somebody on, ultimately that gun is going to be turned on people that look like you. You just don't want to believe it until these events happen. It's always going to turn back on you. You can count on it. And it's going to be the same thing. You're going to have your group of people coming out saying, we need to do something about these guns. And then you're going to have the mentally ill gun toter. You're not taking my guns away. You're not going to take my gun. And there's no history of America going around taking guns away. I just think that's so stupid when they open their mouth saying that. What era have we lived in where somebody knocked on doors and started taking guns away? Get out of here with your crap. Just want to be somewhere with your mouth wide open. That's all. So this came out in the Virginia Gazette, November 8th, 2018, 13 dead in mass shooting at Thousand Oaks Bar. This was a dance bar. And, it's almost like every few days go by and we have another shooting. We just had the one not even a few days ago at the yoga. Wasn't it some kind of yoga center and there was a shooting there? This is America. And ladies and gentlemen, they like it this way. They do. They like it this way. They like all of this violence and everything going on here. And this is how they jumped off this country. This is how it began. And see, when you start your nation off in violence, it's going to always be violent. Okay, you can't start a nation in violence and then demand for peace. It's not going to come. Okay, and plus the people that started this nation, they don't know nothing about peace. Go look at their 1,000 years of darkness over there in Europe, the Dark Ages. They weren't even peaceful over in Europe. How are they going to start a nation somewhere else and be peaceful? It's just not going to happen. A gunman threw smoke bombs and rained bullets on a crowd of hundreds inside a Thousand Oaks bar that is popular with college students Wednesday night leaving. It's actually 13 dead now, including sheriff was shot trying to stop the carnage. So a sergeant that was part of the sheriff's department, I guess, out there in Thousand Oaks. And as you can see, the stories are pouring in. 13 dead, mass shooting at LA suburb of Thousand Oaks. This is just never going to end. You can anticipate this. And you know what? It makes me laugh, y'all, because you got these same folks that do these kind of shootings talking to you about some damn race war. Are you kidding me? No, there's no need to have a race war in America when you're just mass shooting people every few days. Obviously, there's no need for it. All you got to do is sit and wait for the next mass shooting to jump off in this country. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country that have always encouraged violence. They cheer violence. I noticed this even as a child. And if you notice, every police shooting of an unarmed person in our community, they cheer the shooting. They let you know they agree with the cops. It doesn't matter how evil and how rough the cop is, they always agree with the cops. So, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you interpret that. They agree with violence. They like violence and they agree with it. But see, the only problem with that kind of thinking, they don't realize that violence is going to come and visit their doorstep. And we have seen it repeatedly over and over, visit their doorstep. You know, when they talk about these things, they act like it's far reaching from them. This is not going to happen to me. That's kind of stuff happens to you. No, honey, it happens to your ass. Okay. It happens to your ass all the time. You know, that's why now I laugh when they try to say, well, this kind of stuff don't happen in this neighborhood. Yes, it does. It happens in those neighborhoods all across the country. It always have, it always will. But see, America encourages children to be violent, adults to be violent. They encourage their police officers to be violent. They show violence in all of their movies. You got a president that encourages violence, talking about, oh, when you arrest them, rough them up while you're putting them in the car. You know, this is the kind of people that run the world, ladies and gentlemen. The kind of people that run the world are the kind of people that they endorse violence. So sit back and keep watching the violence unfold on American citizens each and every day. This is what happens when you allow people with rap sheets to be outside of the jail. And you want to put somebody in jail that got a little bit of weed on them. They go to jail. But these gun toters out here with rap sheets, you want to keep them outside of jail. And again, this is the fault of all of you that endorse violence, no matter what capacity it is in. This is the fault of your prosecutors, your judges, and all of you sitting on these juries that are letting folks like this gun shooter go. It is your fault that this is happening. How many times have we seen, just in the last few days, all of these shooters have some type of run-in with the law? They got rap sheets. Who let them off? Who let them out? You're the ones responsible for this. And it's time, ladies and gentlemen, we point our fingers at where this shit comes from. Violence was endorsed in this country from the beginning. And you're never going to see a day without violence in America. Ever.
But they still went inside anyway to protect the innocent people in there. So that just goes to show you how dedicated our local law enforcement is and just how incredibly brave they are to put themselves at risk just to help others.
Yeah. Yeah, the same police department that shoot unarmed people. Well, I'm not endorsing it. But ladies and gentlemen, Please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe.